Hello there. Today we're going to be doing a lab today on Edison 3-wire systems. So this is part of your electrical lab. So Edison 3-wire system. What we're going to be doing here today, we're going to be measuring some voltages. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have two different voltmeters set up here. Unfortunately, I don't have enough to go around. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking each one of these 2 voltmeters and I'm going to be setting them on AC volts to measure voltage. Both of these guys here, we're going to be on AC volts. And we're going to see different parameters of measuring voltages on an Edison 3-wire system. So what I want you to be able to do is to follow along in your lab. So your lab for Edison 3-wire systems, you do have a chart that is part of procedure 1. There's a chart there, chart number 1. Across the top it reads voltage branch 1, voltage branch 2, voltage difference, and voltage total branch 1 plus branch 2. On the left hand side we have without resistors. The next column is with 1 ohm in neutral, and then the last column with 3 ohms in neutral. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the values that we're going to measure, and I want you to be able to record these values that I give you here, record them in your chart, and then you'll have history of what we're trying to do here. So what we're actually trying to do, we're going to do the diagram that is set in your page 23, I believe, of your Edison 3-wire. And what we're going to do is we're going to have 2 different branches of Edison 3-wire in as my power supply. On this location here I have representing, I'm not sure if my camera is picking this up, but I'll tell you what I have. I have 3 terminals here. The terminal on your left here should have, it is a red wire. The terminal on the right will be a black one, and the one in the middle is a white one. The white one in the middle will represent, the 3 terminals here represent a 3-wire system, which is what an Edison is, a 3-wire system. The white wire represents the neutral conductor. We have a red that represents one of 2 hot wires, live conductors, ungrounded conductors. And then on the other side, we have a black, which would be your other live ungrounded conductor. And of course the neutral would be your grounded conductor in the middle. So we're going to use these 3 terminals to represent our power supply here today. And according to our lab, we're going to get started here. And in procedure 1, it's asking us to connect a 3-wire power supply to a circuit with 3 lamps on 1 phase, or on line 1, and then we will have a single light bulb. Each one of these are 100 watts in power. A single light bulb will be on line 2, and we're going to connect the circuit up, and then we're going to record some voltages here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my conductors. I'm going to start with my ungrounded conductor here on the bench, represented by the color red, and I'm going to continue that color with my red lead. And actually, before I do that, I'm going to bond together all my equipment just to ensure that we are all safe. Everything is bonded together. Let's just start with that. Safety first, and most important is safety. So I have bonded together the 2 pieces of equipment here. Okay, that's our start. Then I was going to take the ungrounded red conductor, symbolized by red lead, and I'm going to just feed branch 2, which is a single light, and I've done that there with that wire. On branch 1, I have 3 parallel loads here. So I'm going to come from the other ungrounded conductor, represented by black here, and I am going to feed each one of my 3 loads that are in parallel with each other. So that's feeding load 1. I'm going to go from load 1 to load 2. This is all branch 1. And then from light 2, I'm going to light number 3. Perfect. So far I have 3 lights on branch 1, 1 light branch 2. Now the last thing I need to do is to connect the white terminals. So basically what I'm going to be doing now is connecting up my neutrals. Okay, so I'm going to represent that by white wire, of course. This is the neutral connection on my Edison 3-wire connections here. I'm going to feed my branch 2 with my single light, and I am also going to make connection to each one of my other 3 lights on branch 1. And you will see that this is all a common connection between all 4 lights being on 2 different branches. Okay. Branch 1 has 3 100 watt light bulbs, and branch 2 has 1 100 watt light bulb. So I've connected everything here, and our notes say that we are going to energize, but what we're going to do is we are going to record our voltages in branch 1 and in branch 2. So I'm going to connect my voltmeters in parallel with, so this one here is going to represent branch 1, and I'm going to be connected across the first light of my branch 1 with my voltmeter 1. Okay. Oops. And my voltmeter 2 here will be connected to my branch number 2. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be able to record my voltages. I'm going to give them to you, and I want you to record these voltages on your table in chart 1. All right. So first of all, we are going to, I'm going to energize here my Edison 3-wire system, and we are going to record our voltages that we have, and you're going to write them down. All right. So I'm going to turn my power on. I'm all connected to bond. So all my lights will energize. My branch 1 voltage here reads 102 volts. So I have 102 volts. I want you to put that in your chart for without resistors. Branch 1 is 102 volts. And my branch 2, being my single lamp, is a voltage of 104.4. So 104.4, 102. You will notice that the voltage difference between these two, branch 1 and branch 2, the difference is 2.4 volts. And I want you to record that in your chart. I'm just going to de-energize this for a second. Okay. And the total voltage, branch 1 plus branch 2, you will have a total of 206.4 volts. All right. Now, the next part of this lab here is asking us to add a 1 ohm resistor in series with my neutral conductor. All right. So I have a resistor board, and basically there is a resistor that runs between these two terminals. So I have a resistor in here. That's one. There's another one in here, and there's a third one in here. And they are each about 1 ohms of resistance. So I'm going to go ahead and connect this just like the lab is asking. First thing I'm going to do is connect my bond, just to be safe here. So I've bonded out my resistor bank here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, where I had my neutral feeding both of my branches here, I'm just going to take this conductor out, okay, and I'm just going to lay it here for now. What I'm going to do, I need to run from my power supply into my 1 ohm resistor. Then I'm going to come out of my 1 ohm resistor and put it in series with my 2 branches here. Okay, so that's what I've gone and done here. I have a 1 ohm resistor now is in series with both of my 2 branches. Okay, so I've only introduced a 1 ohm resistor, and what we're going to do is we're going to energize, and you guys are going to record another set of values for branch 1 and branch 2, and I'll give you those. All right, so I'm going to energize here. Now with a 1 ohm resistor connected in neutral between power supply and where it connects to each one of my branches, my branch 1 voltage is 100.5 volts. So I want